Hello, my friends. Day 6 of my work day, and then I'm off one day tomorrow. So I'm going to go into this again, and yes, I've got my cup of coffee. Lots of news. Four F-18s have just come into like Anderson Air Force Base. But there's all kinds of things going on right now. Old you-know-who got escorted to a safe zone because a plane flew over. They saw the Doomsday plane over there in the East Coast, South Carolina. That country has buzzed Australia and Canada. There's an Israeli submarine doing something out there. Crazy times, my friends. Crazy times. So then we got the Pope. He's talking about pulling a Pope Benedict and talking about he might resign because he's getting older now, and it shows him in a wheelchair and that. So there goes that. Then yesterday on that dreaded social media site that I never mention anymore, like I said, my other channel got a strike. I don't know how many that is. And I'm down for I don't know how long. I'll do little shorts to test it to see if I can still post, and I can't. So, and I don't know what was wrong with that video because I went back and reviewed it not 1,000 times, but 20 times, and there's nothing in it. I don't mention anybody. I don't put a link in there. There's nothing in it. It just means that somebody probably reported me, and they didn't even look at the video. They just took it down. So anyway, actually, I think I know what it could have been about, and I won't mention that here. Because your rights are slowly being taken and how it is. But the bulk of this video that I wanted to go into was about Gil Broussard. And on there, he posts in 3 different languages and shows the graph of the comet. So the graph of the comet, it shows when, so Passover, so like April, whatever day that was, the 4th or something like that, whatever day that was. And then it comes into June 4th. So June 4th was yesterday. Oh, and happy birthday to my sister. Today is her birthday, and she would be 62, I think. So there's that. But anyway, on June 4th, that's supposedly when they're going to see the thing. So they didn't say it yesterday. And when they do that, there's 40 days, kind of like the biblical 40 days. Notice, until it's either going to be in the skies for you and me to see, or when a lot of things start to happen. And that's prediction. The prediction is next year. Now, we'll see. It could come and go. He even said they can't 100% say. So, with that, that's just what it is. So, then, this guy has a pretty good channel. His name is Penurous Minds. He showed the thing about the red and blue ka-ching. Very old video, too, from like the 60s, probably. And guy was talking about it and all that and seeing the blue one in the sky. And that's kind of funny because I think the comet might be blue. So there's that. Weird weather. It doesn't usually rain here at this time. I mean, they said it was a significant amount of rain. I never heard it, but they're saying that. So, weird weather. Oh, Miami got like drenched really bad. I mean, bad. Not the right time for all that to happen, but they did. So, as I always tell you, there's a lot of things that are happening. Like Mr. MB333 or whatever his name is. He's got a good channel. I guess Mike from around the world doesn't have a YouTube. I guess he doesn't. You know, I would hate to go to Patreon because that would go against everything I've ever talked about. Because I don't really want to, you know, have people pay to watch my videos. I really don't want that. But the problem is, you got more free speech there because the servers they use are whatever. So you got to pay to use them, see? But Gil did come out and talk about the time and how many days and this and this and this and this. So for people who use their, I used to always say in the old days, their real hat, not their tin foil cap, they understand that climate change is really a pole shift. In fact, in that old video, it talks about the poles going back to normal when the red and blue Kachina appear. You see? Because it switched once, or more than once probably, and now it's switching again. But here's the thing. Again, I've told my friends this before. What is this better to be? Is it better to be you don't tell anybody, right? Or you come out and tell the truth and tell these people that this big old orb, oh, that's where I was going with that. So Pastor Paul talked about this himself. Because see, as much as Gil talks about the comet, I still got to keep my mind on the red and blue Kachina that are this kind of shape. And where did he say this place was? Behind the sun. See? And you got to stop and think about that in astronomical terms, in biblical terms, in whatever. When they say no one goes to the Father but through the Son, this is old. What are they talking about? They're talking about the S-U-N. Not the S-O-N, the S-U-N. The Son. Because in Egyptian times, when their people died, their kings, they put them in these supposed boats. And where were these boats going? Up to the sun. And there they would live forever. And that's not that religion, because this was the other one's Vikings, and then Valhalla, and they'd go up to the sun. The one goes to the Father, but through the Son. Now we say go to the Father, person, or whatever, Son, person. So you go through Jesus to get to the Father. So I tried to explain this in layman's terms to a couple of people that I know that don't believe in the Bible at all, or believe in anything biblically, even though it's all occurring. And I've told people before, they could be creating this to make it look like it's real, and it might not be. It could be just them doing it, but I don't believe that. But when they say the word Holy Ghost, the man, one incarnation, one, Holy Ghost, the knowledge of all that we don't have. If I want to make this a watermelon, I can make it a watermelon, because if I think it hard enough, it's going to happen. So, touch a blind man, make a guy, paralyzed dude walk, make leprosy go away. Positive thinking that's 100% makes it happen. Died, came back, more as a spirit really than a person, but kind of. One incarnation. Lots of people have many, supposedly. Because, I guess I would have to say that I might like to think it that way, because here's the thing that happened to me last night. Another one of those big major breakdowns over my mom.
Motion detected at the front.
And I told my girlfriend that I said, my mother was a very special person. And they say that happens, but I don't know if my path's ever going to cross hers again. And that's a rough thing. So like a lot of people tell younger people, which is true, You should love the people you're with today, because one day they may not be here for that. And if that's the way that is, that would suck because you're never going to see them. And will I ever see that person as that person again? No. That person's gone. But I will tell you this, and this is it. This is just my personal view. And everybody can take this how they want to take it. You know what I mean? But I want you to understand that I don't put people down for it. But if I was to believe that when I passed away, or my mother did, or somebody else that I really cared about, that they went into the ground or whatever, in the ashes, and that was it, life wouldn't really be worth living. So I don't know how people whose mindset is into that proverbial dirt nap can live and knowing that they think that's what it is. Then what good is it? Well, what do you learn? You don't learn anything. You see what I'm saying? And I also will tell you this, and this is really not, and this is not directed at anyone, it's just my feeling. I feel that a lot of people that have no belief, I mean zero. I don't even mean believing in a bag of chips. Something had to happen to them when they were young. Someone passed away, they prayed to whatever it was, it didn't save the person, therefore there is no God in the sky because it's fake. They've never said one time in any book that God, the Supreme, is a person. The only person they said he ever was Jesus. The Spirit came into this person, and this person was that force, with the knowledge of everything in the world. So here's my last little tidbit before I get out of here and get ready to leave. Me, you, your neighbor, guys in the store you don't know, each one of us is a collective soul that makes up the big soul. Together as a collective soul, and if all of us loved each other unconditionally, the world would be a very good place. But it isn't. Now, here's something. Now, I'm not going into this religion. I'm not going to name it. I'm just going to put out what I read the other night. And in a way, it makes a lot of sense. Because I've always said this. Satan, the devil, whoever you think it is, rules here, earth. Anything you want, somehow, if it's within reason, you can have. If you want this lime or lemon, whatever it is, you can have it. Does it give you happiness? Maybe for a little bit, but not forever. So that religion believes that Satan rules here. I kind of go with that. There's a lot of evil people out there. There's a lot of bad people out there. There's also a lot of good people. But society has made it to the point of where we all don't trust each other because there's too many people you can't. Happens every day. You read it in the news. You see it everywhere you go. That is what it is. And that won't change. So, the collective soul has got a break in it because no one lives in that whole link. We don't. There's want, there's greed, there's this, there's that, and there's not one thing, as I said, that would ever make it 100% because there's just enough to want what they want over you that makes it not that way. That's why it's a learning ground. That's why you come and you do your thing. But I'm a big person on Revelations, though, because I believe a lot of that's happening, and I have my own ideas of to why that book is true. Not things I'll go into on here. But you've got the Chinese Air Force all over the place, buzzing different countries. You got our dude going into hiding for a little bit. You got the Pope talking about maybe leaving like Benny. Wow. There's a lot of things that are happening. Like I said, I researched Mike from around the world and couldn't figure out. I guess he's not on YouTube, and if he is, I don't know what his channel is. Because that one guy I found called Mike something, that couldn't be him. That guy only has 100 subs. But it is what it is. About a minute and a half, and I'm gonna get done, and I'll be out of here. So, lots of things Gil Broussard showing you. They don't know exactly, but when they finally do see it, that's when it all comes down and it goes, marks its time. You know, Jacob's long day was due to an eclipse that caused the sun to shine a little longer. So it's a lot of it's astronomy. A lot of it's astrology. But a lot of religions preach to you that astrology is bad. Well, I'm not as much into that as everybody else, but that's what the deal is. So I don't know if I'm going to migrate back to that other channel or not. Like I said, I think what's going on is there's a person there that I used to know that's very butthurt over something that happened that wasn't any control of anything. And so because that's the way it is, that's what it is. And I apologized on the channel, told him, hey man, it wasn't meant that way. Whatever it is, whatever it is. But YouTube also needs to make sure that they review these videos, not just say they do and put a ban on you. Because there's no reason for your channel to just go away. And I try every day, I'll do a little short just to see what's still there. So far, I'm not there. I got about 15 minutes before I have to get out of here, so I'm going to get ready to go. I'm by myself on a rare occasion. You guys have a really good day. If you can see the skies, look. But today, it's not that way here. And I'll be out of here and talking to you another time. Peace. I'll be seeing you.